first thing we need to do to make our cinched bottoms is add a gathering stitch along the side of the panels. It's marked in the pattern which side you need to gather. I like to add a little notch at the top side of my panels so that once it's gathered, I know the top from the bottom. Once you've added your gathering stitch, adjust your gathers to be the same height as your front. We'll repeat this process for our back panels as well. Once you have all your gathers correct, you can set those aside. Grab your main fabric front and back pieces and place them right sides together. Pin or clip along the crotch seam. We're going to repeat this process with our lining. Sew or serge to complete this seam. Now we are going to place our main fabric and our lining fabric wrong sides together. Baste the pieces together along the leg openings and the waist opening. Now we're going to add the panels to our bottoms. It's helpful to find that little notch to make sure you're placing your panel on the correct side. Let's start with the front side of our bottoms. Place the front panels right sides together with the front bottoms. Pin or clip along the side. Repeat this process with the remaining front side and the back side of your bottoms. Sew or serge to complete this seam. Now that we have our panels added, we need to add the elastic to our bottoms. Start by cutting your waist elastic in half. Place a pin at the center front of your bottoms. Now measure over 3/4 inch from the raw edge of your panel. You will do this on each side. Mark the middle of your elastic with a pin or a clip. Begin pinning your elastic to the wrong side of your bottoms, starting at the middle pin. Bring the elastic to the pin marked on your panel. This is where the elastic will end. Do not bring it any further than this pin. Continue pinning the elastic to your bottoms. Repeat this process with the rest of your bottoms, along the legs and on the back of the bottoms. Sew or serge to attach the elastic to your bottoms using a 1/4 inch seam. Make sure not to cut into the elastic if using a serger. Now we will fold the elastic towards the wrong side of the bottoms and pin or clip to secure. Repeat this process with all of the elastic on the bottoms. Top stitch the elastic to secure. Remember to stretch as you go, and you can use a twin needle, zigzag stitch, or stretch stitch when top stitching. We are so close to done. Now let's create the channels for our ties. Place your front and back bottoms right side together. Along the panel edge, measure over 3/4 of an inch and place a pin. Do this down the entire panel. Repeat this process with the opposite side panel. Now we will sew along this guideline. To complete the channel for our ties, press open the excess fabric along the seam. Pin along this fabric on each side of the seam. Repeat this process on the opposite side panel. Top stitch along each channel we just created 1/4 inch away from the raw edge of the fabric. Now that we've finished our channel, place a knot at one end of your tie. Close your bodkin on the other end of your tie and begin feeding it through one side of the channel at the bottom of the panel, up through the channel, and then from the top side, feed your tie to the other channel. Before you tighten your ties, make sure to adjust your ties to be the same length. Repeat this process with the opposite side panel and then you're done. Here's what your cinched side panel bottoms will look like. For reference, this model is wearing the low-rise cheeky cut bottoms.